What's up, guys? GenesisNexus here. In today's video, I'll be talking about DuetNightAbyss, my experience with its launch, and everything that I think about for its potential, what it has been offering so far, and just uh, any thoughts I have on the matter. And if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Very much appreciated. But let's get into it. And the first thing I want to do is really talk about the negative things first, then I'll move on to what I liked about the game, and then I'll move on to my thoughts on the game and its future at the end. And the first thing I need to say, like an absolute need to say, is that I think this game has potential, but it needs a lot of polishing and changes. And I do want to go over one of the major issues that me and a lot of other players have experienced. It's really sporadic, this issue, but according to a rumor, I think we kind of have it pinned down. And even content creators like MTash have experienced this issue. Whether you like him or not, he has a video on his channel. But I recorded a video for it, and I'll show it after I stop talking of my experience with it, and then I'll show MTash's experience right after. And since yesterday, I've kind of been running into an issue, and tons of other players have been running into this issue as well. I think whether you like him or not, MTash has a couple of videos on this where he also can see the issue, as you can see it on my screen. Infinite buffering issue. Now, I'm just going to record this part of the video just to show you guys what I'm experiencing. As you can see, the current ongoing theory from the Discord and Reddit is that if you have your UID, as you can see here, and it starts with the 3043, then you're gonna have this infinite buffering issue on your account forever. I've tried to move past it. I've tried to play the game past it, but I can't. As you can see, it's repeatedly doing this. I logged out, I uninstalled the game, reinstalled, client fixed. I tried to maybe do low settings and everything, but as you can see, funny enough, as you can see, the NPCs are moving in the background, but I can't move at all. And like, if I play this and oh, look, I stop. My weapon is over here, and I don't know why it like lagged out. There we go. And you can see the NPCs are still moving down there. So I just wanted to record this part because I've never had an experience like this in a gacha game or even an MMO where I'm just entirely like kind of hard stopped with playing. Sorry, I'm trying to find a word to like describe it, because this is, as you can see, happening like every second. When I'm fighting something, I just get stopped. And having that happen repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly in between, that it's a heavy distraction to the gameplay experience. So I wanted to record this part of the video now because I'm gonna do what a friend of mine did, and he also had the 3043 UID. He deleted his entire account and he made a new one to see if it fixed it. Now I'm gonna do that, and if it does fix it and I get a new UID that's not with the 43 prefix, I'm gonna re-record another second part of this video, and I'll show you guys my experience. But I just wanted to show you guys this to show you that I don't know how they managed to mess it up, but this will be a part of my kind of like scoring or my review for DuetNightAbyss, because this is not a fun first 2 days. I have friends who are at least level 51 right now, but it was just so jarring that I just went back to playing Chaos Zero Nightmare. But let me end this video here and get back to the main one.
Farm. I could farm for dupes of her. Fuck! I can't. Yeah, I just can't play this game. That's so annoying. That is so, like, God, that is so annoying. Oh, I guess 2 days to Arc Raiders, which is good. Oh, I'm so tilted now. I thought by now it'd be better, maybe. Like, maybe they could fix it somehow, but
And now that you guys have seen those videos, the rumor on the Discord and on the Reddit is that a specific UID is what is causing that, what we're calling the infinite buffer issue. And as you can see at the bottom of the game screen right here, or I can even press enter here or escape, the 3093, but if you had 3043, which my old account did, I had to go and delete it and make a new one just so I could play and experience the game. I don't think any player should ever have to go through that. But that was the issue, that this specific UID, because in the America server, I think people kind of got it down to 3013, 3033, 83, and onwards. And as you can see, mine is 93. But specifically, 3043 players seem to be the only ones with the issue, that at least from what I've seen. I've seen dozens of tons of content creators channels. I've seen it on the Reddit. I've seen it in the Discord, people talking about it, videos being made about it. And the reason why I think that it's definitely this issue, which is a real weird thing that players have to basically re-roll for UIDs, so hopefully theirs don't get bricked, is I had, as you saw in my video, I had a UID with the prefix of 43, and now I have one with 93, and this account has worked. I'm past where I was in the story before, but other players like MTash who have kept their accounts still ran into that issue. So for anyone, if you see yourself with the 3043 as a prefix in your UID, I'm sorry to say, it's either you're gonna have to power through that infinite buffering issue and keep playing and hope that they fix it, or you just re-roll for a new UID with a different email. But that's one of the main issues that I wanted to start off the video with. And next, there was the whole thing with mobile performance for this game has practically been all over the place for me and other players. I'm mainly on PC, but I tried it out on mobile, and the performance is hit or miss for people. So it's like a 50-50. Some people have been playing just fine till like level 50, account level 51 and stuff with no issues. Other people have been experiencing it as early as like the first town. And it's definitely not a seamless experience, so they definitely need to work on that. I've had a couple of crashes and bugs, like for example, if you're playing I'm sitting down. But if you're playing the story and it's going through the tutorial for demon wedges here, but the demon wedge tutorial, the initial tutorial when they first give you demon wedges, it has a thing where it's like, hey, yeah, it doesn't let you like, it doesn't do like most games with, hey, take one and put it in a slot. It basically says click the auto equip button. But the problem that the game had was you would click that button and then the tutorial would move on. But if you were someone like me who pre-placed it, because there's a quest that gives you the demon wedges and then you get the tutorial to do this, to set them up. So you can go into your character and put these wedges in first before the tutorial even starts. So then when the tutorial starts and it tells you, hey, click auto equip, it expects to just auto equip and move on. So it moved on. But if you were someone like me who put wedges in already and started upgrading them, it would move on, move over here to the upgrade button and expect you to click it. But the problem was the screen would be blacked out because the game would tell you this. Oh, you have this. So you have this overlaying screen, but in the background, you can see the tutorial moved on over here into the corner, and it's like hovering over the upgrade button to the right. So you would just be stuck, and the only solution to that was to close out of the game to kind of skip past the tutorial, which isn't a great thing. Hopefully they fix that, plus the crashing and bugs, but that's just one of the earlier issues that are like early in the game that could damper some people's experience of the game. But I won't hold those too much to the devs, so because I think they can be fixed. So, oh, sorry, I moved out. But also, while doing the story so far, the game has teleported me back to the start. Every now and then I'll do something, move like maybe 2 feet, and then it'll teleport me to the start area. So I'm just like, I have to redo it again. Well, I don't have to redo the story, but I have to redo my movement all the way back into to get to that place. And it's happened a couple of times, even that and falling through the map, even if I'm standing still or moving, which isn't too fun. But once again, hopefully the devs can fix that. But to talk about the game and aesthetics wise, the game is anime Warframe. You'll see tons of people comparing it to Warframe because a lot of the systems are pulled from it or copied from it. But I think it's really like a woo-wah anime design, but with Warframe mechanics. But in my opinion, Warframe mechanics that are kind of tweaked to be an inferior product in my eyes because they're kind of shallow. That's what I'm thinking. So you'll please have to excuse me if I continuously reference Warframe here, because that's my like base of reference, and that's what this game is basically based on. So we know that it's a super close copy of Warframe in terms of actually I have to get up again because from everything from the weapons to demon wedges being the mods that a Warframe and or a weapon would have, and as you can see they're both on both. But the thing that really kind of sets it apart from Warframe is the monetization, because as many people know, this game was initially a gacha, so I don't know how they were going to gachify it, but they kind of took it away from the character gacha, but then they still have the in-game like skin gacha. So you would have to come here and do pulls. They've given a couple for free, but I personally I'm iffy on this because as you can see, it has like a 0.3% drop chance, and that's to hit any of these three. But then there's like inside this, it's like a 0.6% chance to hit the skin, and then smaller chances to hit the currency that you get from pulling on this skin gacha, which is also kind of leads into another thing where there's kind of like obfuscating amounts of currency early on. Personally, I don't like it because I play Warframe, and I even used to play TFD, which has no gacha at all, or at least to the point where I left in season 3 for TFD. But I will come back to the skin gacha later because I just want to keep talking about the game itself, and I really think of it as really like a gacha game with like kind of Warframe mechanics and set builds. The story so far has been a traditional like 1.0 gacha story. I don't have too much connection to it right now, which is kind of weird for me because practically every gacha game I've played so far, I've kind of had a connection, and there's only really two: this one and Zenless Zone Zero, where I did not really care for the stories. And the other game that recently came out, or two other games, you even have Stellasaur and Chaos Zero Nightmare, I care more about their stories than this one, so it's kind of weird. But I'm going to give them a chance because it's 1.0. Hopefully they improve, kind of like how if anyone's ever played Withering Waves, you know how 1.0 went, and they improved it immediately with like swiftness into like 1.1 into 1.2, and then even more so with like the 2.0 update that came out at the beginning of the year. So I'm gonna give them a break. I do really only care about like 2 characters so far, and one is the current kind of like on-burner character. Where is she? Psyche here, because her part of the story is pretty interesting. And then this character who we see at the end of Psyche's story. And then also this character is kind of cool, Sybil. One thing I will say is that there's been a lot of yap sessions happening in the story, so you probably noticed my like account level, but there's been just a lot of yapping, and I'm giving them a pass for it because it's a 1.0 that they've moved from like gotcha to uh non-gotcha, so that hopefully they change it and it has potential for the future. Because we all know how Withering Waves, when they changed their story from their closed beta test to the 1.0, it kind of caused problems, but they've kind of fixed it. So I'm kind of giving them that benefit of the doubt, and hopefully they follow through and do good with that. Other than that, there is the movement that I feel like feels clunky, or it's either clunky or just, I don't know. I'm gonna start with this character, who's Rebecca, who I've been maining. This is the bullet jump from Warframe. Everyone knows it, but it's kind of like you move and you move just a certain amount. Like if this was Warframe, from where I was over here, I probably could like reach all the way over here, because Warframe kind of keeps momentum going. So if I was sprinting and I jumped, as you can see, like I'm gonna try to sprint jump and barely any like distance. I actually went less distance, but Warframe keeps the momentum, and I hope that they look into that and add that in the future to like better make the bullet jumping. And another thing is kind of the climbing, because the climbing has this, but if you're climbing onto like a super tall building, I don't want to like leave this building right now, but if you're climbing on a super tall building, it kind of starts getting jank. Like, yeah, like you have maybe one, maybe two of the climbing, and then you kind of just like fall off. So it's not really all that nice. So hopefully they can fix that in the movement. But I think this next part I'll have to go outside for. And this is in regards to the grappling hook, where it really shows you that the game like carries no momentum. Oh, the game's I feel like the game's gonna lag when I move into the open area. That's another problem I've had, where if you move from like a closed area to an open area, it kind of lags heavy. Okay, it didn't do it this time. All right, where is, okay, there's a grappling hook. You do this and your character kind of like stops, and there's no movement to go forward past the grappling hook. It kind of stops you exactly where the grappling hook was. Like you can see it here, where it like stops you right there. If I go to the next one, it stops you right before like the sigil for the grappling hook. Instead of being able to do that and then like bullet jump off of that or do a double jump off, it's like as if there's a wall in front of your character. So I just wanted to bring that up, and hopefully they change it. And some of the character animations and weapon animations will change. Like, I know the weapons have like weapon mods like Warframe, so I won't give the weapons too much hassle, but like the bullet jumping for characters is kind of like a meh thing. If I quickly swap over to the main character, who I'm currently pledging to not level up at all, like his bullet jump is kind of like a backwards twirl, and it kind of looks stiff and just weird. But there's that. Combat definitely will need some work. It's been kind of floaty when you're fighting enemies. Some of this looks nice, but especially the weapons kind of feel like they hit nothing. So I'm hoping that they can work on that, add some kind of weight behind it, whether it be like the weapons, kind of like how this one kind of had like charge up, like have some weight behind it. So there's that. And also another thing, while I'm talking about weapons, I did like that they've kind of taken Warframe's kind of module system and stuff, and then also cosmetic wise, you can also, as you can, they have some skins for some weapons, but they also kind of took the die system. But I feel like here is where they did wrong once again. This is where I feel like they followed the First Ascendant, which is another game that kind of copied Warframe, and or some people may say inspired by Warframe, but it's essentially copied. They made it so dies are one-time use, which I heavily dislike. If I find it, I'll put it up on screen now. Warframe has like a die palette where you can buy just one palette of skin of dies. They have like metallic palette, they have like a normal hue palette, and like a Valentine's Day palette, whatever. And you can use any of those colors as many times as you want and freely. So as you see, I've already used one for this character, but that's something I did want to bring up. Dyes should not be one-time use. Please change that out. Even TFD had the problem where they had to listen to the community and try to give more of the dyes, but I think it should just if you're gonna take from Warframe, that's something you should take, because at the end, when people get to end game, it's gonna be just like Warframe. Fashion frame will be the determining thing. It's the thing that a lot of people like. So if you want to attract those Warframe players, if you want to just attract people who like looking good in the first place, you're gonna have to do something with the skins, or you're gonna have to do something with the coloring and the cosmetics like that. The dyeing, you can't keep it like that. One more issue, which I think is a pertinent issue, is for any Warframe player, you will notice that the premium currency, like I mentioned in the shop earlier, they have a couple, but this premium currency, unlike Warframe, which gives you like 300 to start with, which is a good thing, this game does not. And also you cannot trade with players, or at least to my knowledge at this point, and you cannot trade this premium currency. So if your friend wanted to give you some for like a stupid mod or something, or a stupid demon wedge, you couldn't get that for free. So that's, I think, a problem. I hope that the devs maybe think about that, because that's one of the key parts of why Warframe was able to survive so long is, hey, yeah, community, you can grind for platinum, trade it with someone else, and then you can get the premium currency and then buy whatever you want in the shop. Or you can just hold on to it for forever and then use it when you want to. But this game does not have that trading, so that does hurt. But to kind of get into the skins, now that I should have stayed on this, I would have preferred if the skins were similar to Warframe, because right now they're not. Like I mentioned, it's this skin gacha, and I feel like they would have done a lot of goodwill if they were just flat out price game. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Warframe and then a little about gacha games like Girls Frontline 2. Nikke has like battle pass skins that I know, but those are like $20. And even in Nikke, even their costume gacha for like their premium skins, I think at the cap is like $60 max. This, I don't know what the cap is, so if I do find it, I'll put it up on screen. But even though it doesn't have 50-50, it's just like, I don't know how I feel, because it's 90 weaves, and I'll do the math and then I'll put up on screen on how much the 90 weaves cost. So if it's less, then good, but I don't think it is. I think it's more than Nikke's and Girls Frontline 2. And in Warframe, you can have skins that are a flat out price. Like if they're the Tennogen community created skins, they're a flat price. If they're Digital Extremes, the company behind Warframe skins, those come for platinum, but they're normally like 20, and platinum is their premium currency. So if I go over to here, so in a comparison, Warframe skins would be not this much, but they'll be closer to like this one or this one in terms of like price. So like between like the 15 to like $30 range. But in this game, it's in the gacha, which personally I don't like. That's why I'm mentioning it here. And also another thing is that the skin gacha pity does not carry over. People have looked into that and it doesn't carry over, so that's something I'd also dislike. I feel like you would have just garnered goodwill if you just let it carry over. So if people didn't have enough, they could just like leave it and then get the next skin that they want. But the one thing I will mention, as I mentioned earlier, and you've probably seen in a ton of videos, they removed the character gacha, so you can farm for them using these secret letters clues. You have to go farm for them, and then they also give you an option to get them for like not a flat price like Warframe. The character I want is right here, Hellfire. It's Hellfire and Sybil, but Hellfire the most. And you need to spend about 4,500 of the premium currency to get that. Now, to come over to the shop, you see that you really only are getting that amount if you get the $50 bundle. So that's already close to double of Warframe purchase. And that's $50 with the bonus. I don't know how if this is following traditional Hoyo model, which it looks like it is with the 6480. That'll give you what? After the bonus goes away, what, 1,000 and some change? So I think you can maybe, if it gives 1,800, then you can probably just spend $50. But I think after the bonus goes away, you would have to come up to this $100 bundle to even get one character. And that's not even including the character weapons. As you can see, certain characters have weapons, and that's 3280. So it's $50 just for the weapon, and then $50 with the bonus for the character. So that's something I personally didn't like, but they do have like a good thing that if you farm for the thought, hold on, let me just show it to you guys. If you farm for this thought in game and you get it, for each thought you have, the price, that 4,500, I think someone said that they go down by 150. So if you have 15 of the thoughts and you just want to go for it, then it would be relatively cheaper, but I would have preferred just a flat price. Hey, yeah, give me the option to farm for it like in Warframe, or a flat price like in Warframe. So I don't have to, and this is where I dislike this gacha model in the shop, is it's kind of like forcing you to be in between two things, two packages, instead of just, hey, yeah, I buy one package. And I'll show it on screen now how much the character costs in like Warframe Platinum. I think it's about 370, and 370 I think is like 20 platinum. You'll have to forgive me because I think I currently have a 75% off coupon in Warframe, so it brings the price down. I doubt like this game is gonna give coupons, but Warframe does do that. And then if you wanted to buy like a platinum or a prime Warframe, I think that's $40, which is a better version of the normal Warframes. And then if you want to get a duo pack of 2 prime Warframes, I think that's $80. But that also, both the prime Warframe and the duo pack come with the character's weapons, it comes with skins, it comes with other goodies and materials for your character to use. So that's where I'm like, that's where the difference between this shop and Warframe shop is start to like differentiate.
Are you inviting me on a date?
And also Warframe doesn't have dupes, so this I don't have much to say on, because I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole with dupes. But other than that, I will say that this game is kind of and if you're going because as a casual player who plays Warframe 2, it's kind of expensive by normal game standards, but it's decently priced in terms of gacha games. Because if anyone's ever played gacha games, you can either get lucky or super unlucky and go to straight to pity, and then fail, and then you have to go to guarantee. So this is it's better in terms of gacha games, but I would still have preferred. Now, there are other things that I want to kind of just like get off my head, that I kind of feel like this game is like half finished or half cooked, as people would say. And I think it needed maybe like 6 months to an extra year in production. And it would have been nice if they had another closed beta to like, or open beta to like iron out issues. But that time has passed. They just have to work on it. I did say at the beginning of the video that they have potential, so I'm looking forward to it. One thing I will call out, I'll probably put on the screen, this is a small stupid issue, is this outsider character in all like promotional materials and stuff. He looks dark skinned, and then he's as pale as a ghost here, so that I'm sad on that. I wonder if they have, yeah, like even in this one he kind of looks brownish skin, but he looks pale as a ghost. That's just me and like other people who are joking about that. I did also have an issue where the game kind of spoke a different language. I think it was either Chinese or Japanese. I'll put that on the screen. I took a picture of it beforehand. It was like one of the games. What are they called again?
Are you inviting me on
They're Genie-mons. It spoke to me, and it was speaking in like a different language. And that's it for like those smaller things. Now, I know some people are comparing this game to Warframe in the past, but I don't think that comparison really holds any water since the world moves on. And that would be like comparing the Epic Games Store launcher that came out years ago to Steam when it came out in the early 2000s, or comparing the first Ascendant to Warframe when it first came out. It doesn't make sense when you have years to study up on what Warframe did good and Warframe did bad to copy into your game, which you've already done. As you can see, tons of things have been copied into this game. And to then you copy and then you do better, or you do your version of it. So you can't really compare it to the game in the past. Now, I still have hope for this game. I definitely think it has potential. But you can't really compare based on content, but the features that Warframe essentially laid out the blueprint for them to follow and to do better on. Now, to get past all the negatives, hopefully that wasn't too bad for you guys, to talk about stuff that I do like. I did mention it earlier how the premium currency needed for getting a character is reduced for each thought you have by 150. I do think that needs to be better explained in
You inviting me on a date?
in game instead of like people having to find that out. But I wish you could like click on this and then maybe down here or something, or tells you, or even it'll just tell you here that, hey, yeah, if you have a thought, and then it kind of encourages a player to go out and grind instead of buy. Now, I think a lot of the character designs are fundamentally different and really cool. Like, as you can see, Lady Niffle here in the screen. There's Fina,
Samuel, here we go.
Lisbel. Then you have Sybil, who we've seen in a lot of the promotional material, who's really cool. And then our version of Karlach, if anyone's ever played like Baldur's Gate 3. Like, that's our version of Karlach. But these character designs are really good, and I think the fundamental designs are cool. As you can see right now, I'm rocking Rebecca, and she kind of has this like stationary like AoE thing that protects zones, and you could put up to at least 3 on the map, and that's really good for like defending missions and stuff. So that I like, but I can also
Are you inviting me on a
swap off to Truffle, who her thing is pretty cool, where she can send she can send like a pig at you, and as you can see, it goes real far. She also has an ult where she can like get on her pig and then start like swiping around, so it's really cool. It's different from just the traditional characters, so that I like, and I think that's something Warframe does, and that they did their own version of it, so I love it. Also, this is interesting where each character has an affinity with a specific type of weapon, but you can use all weapons. And I think a lot of players will find they'll enjoy this game depending on what weapon type they like. Because some weapons can really make it or break it for some people, like greatsword and stuff like that.
inviting me on a date?
But I'm kind of sticking with the polearm because I have Rebecca. And past that, yeah, and I need to see what the economy will be like for characters, because I don't know if I have it available right now, but there's a character you can farm for, Psyche, who I mentioned earlier, but for Psyche you have to, I think it's locked like behind what's thing, like weekly entries. You can only do a certain amount of times, so you have to watch out for that. So that I think is a negative thing, but hopefully they can address that going forward into the future. I did like this like Mystic Maze, which is kind of like a roguelike mode. For anyone who's played Wuwa or even HSR or something, this is kind of like their roguelike mode, like their Divergent universe, because you can have like special abilities and upgrade them and stuff in here. So I like that. I also like that the co-op zones and stuff, and there's even farming missions you can do with players. But I do think that unlocking that took quite a while. I hit account level 30 before I actually finished all the quests behind that to unlock that and story behind that. So that was one thing. I do like that they have the Spectre system from Warframe. And for anyone who's wondering what I mean, it means this. Like, you can put your character, like your other characters. I wonder if I could actually... Certain, like, presets you can set for characters, and they'll hold... Oh, is it right there? Yeah, right here. Sorry. My brain. But you can put these characters, once you, like, kit them out with your the specific weapons, you can put them onto this backpack, and then when you're in game, you can just press T on the keyboard, and boom. As you can see, they're down here, they're on my team, and they're wielding the specific weapons. Warframe has a system like that called Spectres, and as you can see, these characters are on my team, and I can go out, do missions, go farming, and they will be a part of that. So that is indeed something that I liked, and I hope that they keep working on this and improving the AI. And I also like that they remove the need to do trials, because if anyone's played Warframe, when you get to a certain like account level, you then have to do a trial. You max out your account level, you have to do a trial. It's to mainly test you on the game and the mechanics. But I think they do a good enough job where they lock stuff behind the trial levels properly. Like, for example, as you can see, I'm 31. But if I go over here to start unlocking, like, I may be level 31, but I haven't unlocked the stuff behind it. So I get rewards for doing it. Like, here's the trial, the secret letter for Rebecca, which I need to farm for her. So that is locked behind 29. Then there's a scythe that's also locked at 30. So now I've unlocked that. And then there's more that's going to get unlocked. But I've unlocked stuff. And even you have these like kind of passive bonuses that upgrade as you go on. As you can see, at 27, it was 20%. And then once you get to 30, it jumps to 25%. So that is something that I enjoy, because it also locks a couple of the combat missions and stuff behind that, so that you're not like out of your depth when you're doing stuff. Like even here, you need like that 40 or something. And then even some of these entire things, like for example, I think even bounty missions were locked behind a specific... Oh, and then here's with the weekly demon wedge stuff. So that's just stuff that I liked, except for this weekly limit. Then there's also the music, which has been pretty good. I hope you guys have liked it. It's kind of working in the background, and it's been pretty cool. And the more... Oh, I almost forgot. I wrote down this note that the impression system that they have in this game, I actually do like. Let me go talk to an NPC really quick. Wait, what's this? Oh. Yeah, co-op areas. Please, game. I've already watched through that once, and as you can see, there's players in the background. But right now, I'm gonna... Ooh. This is a 5-star one. I am not gonna waste that one. I will come back to it. But as you can see, tons of other players. It is kind of jank. That is really jank. But it's nice to see players. But no, I don't want to... I want to talk to the earnest bard. I wonder if it shows it to me.
The most fascinating.
Oh no, it doesn't.
It's you.
Dang it. Oh no, here it is.
You spoke.
On the bottom, you see this kind of like impression system. As you play the game, some of your choices will matter. NPCs will be reminded of what choice you made, and also it kind of charges up these sections of this impression. As you can see, it's kind of like this chart, and if you ever have to do a dice roll based off it, like if anyone's ever played D&D or Baldur's Gate 3, where it's like, oh, you need this much wisdom to make this wisdom throw, and if you have a certain amount, you get a bonus. These will help you as they get higher. They will help you in making those rolls in this game. The game also gives you like reroll chances, but I did appreciate this system because it leads to you choosing a different option when talking to an NPC. Yep, see?
Oh,
I got something.
thank you for your time.
Boom. And isn't that was just a great thing. And as you can see, it's saying I'm leaving the co-op area. But that was something I did like. I also like that I think they've gotten rid of affinity. For anyone who knows, affinity is for like leveling weapons. Like it seems like just you can be anywhere on the map, and if your friends are killing something on the map, you'll also get the bonus for that. So affinity seems to be removed. And then the final thing I liked is just the overall character designs. I've mentioned it before. I'm rocking Rebecca right now. Sybil is a character who I'm interested in. Uh, Hellfire's character I'm interested in. I'm a little bit interested in Randy, but I have to take a look. I want to see him more in the story. And then also Fantasio. I did not look into any of the characters before I started the game. I only knew of Sybil because she was in a ton of the promotional stuff. But I think we can all appreciate that they've put in some work for the designs and characters looking different. But yeah, that's where I kind of like end off with all my like positives or things I liked. And I kind of want to just end off this video with saying that once again, overall, this game has tons of potential. I'm definitely looking forward to the devs, and hopefully they can do what Wuthering Waves did and pull through, listen to feedback, and quickly get on top of all of that and just make a better game. Hopefully they can polish up the pain points, like the UID issue that causes the infinite buffering, and then they can focus on new quality of life and new content for the future. I'll give this game about like a 3 to 4 month, maybe depending on how I feel, like 6 months, similar to Ethereum Restart, to see if the devs are listening to feedback, making changes, and also communicating with the player base. Because if they can do that and communicate good enough on what they're doing and their plans and like kind of like a timeline going forward, I think it'll be a healthy thing for the future. Because Warframe, I think a ton of Warframe players, if you've gotten to this point, you know that Warframe survived because of its community managers, Rebecca and I'm forgetting her name. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna and Megan. Sorry, my brain farted for a second there. Rebecca and Megan carried, especially Rebecca, carried Warframe and the community for it to survive for over 10 years. And I think if the devs do good, you can see that light at the tunnel for these devs, and hopefully that it does, because I think it would lead to a healthy future for a game that is finally following in Warframe's footsteps. So I'm giving my props, and I'm giving you guys my hope, developers, for DuetNightAbyss. Hopefully you guys do good. And if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think of everything I've talked about in the comments down below. How do you feel about DuetNightAbyss? Have you experienced the infinite buffering issue? And hopefully you try out my solution for it. And anything else you guys want to talk about, please put it in the comments down below. All likes, comments, and subscriptions would be very much appreciated, as I'm trying to grow and do better content for you guys and foster a great community here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later. Hey guys, GenesisNexus here, and I just wanted to kind of add this funny thing that I found on Twitter to the end of the video to kind of end it on a good note. Over on Twitter, this Twitter user Axel_555, they were talking about how they couldn't do aim gliding how in Warframe, but they figured out that inertia carries over during reloading while you're in the sky. And I don't want to talk too much on it, but let's just see what they have to show us, because I thought it was really funny. I don't think I've ever seen something like this in a game, but it was really funny to see, because this is those levels of jank that really kind of like make people laugh. Because as you could see, they're going all the way from being in town, funny enough, on the same, I think, building that I was during my video, all the way out here into the wilderness. And it's kind of funny enough, this is a faster mode of travel than bullet jumping around. But yeah, I just wanted to add that to the end of the video, and I hope you guys found it funny too. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.